All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we're going to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Ruach Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone who are well, and salutation and much love to Yakim out there pushing out his word in truth and sincerity. Brothers from Great Millstone, Tampa, back with another live lesson. Lord's will will be edifying to the hopeful elect. And, we're just going to go flow, Salakia, flowing in the spirit, per usual, per chance.
Per chance.
But yeah, we're just going to go through the spirit. And, I'm got the news going in the back. They blacking out a lot of shit that just happened with the I'm gonna call it the pro P. All right, you got the two sides. You got the pro P, the pro P's, and the pro J's.
Yeah, exactly.
But the pro P's, they just had they just pretty much crashed the Rockefeller Center. All right, in Midtown Manhattan with the lighting, the Christmas tree lighting.
Damn.
Not really showing that shit on TV too much, but they had a interview with a white woman, all right, claiming to be, the pro Jays, J activist, and she's like, "Oh, this is not even anti-Semitism anymore. It's anti-America." So they're painting the picture. Anybody that's against the Jays, right, the small hats and the big noses.
You're against America.
Coming up against the ways of America, all right, the philosophies, you're all going to be lumped up into the terrorist, all right. So very soon, the famine of the words coming. We can start in that. Amos, change the lighting real quick.
Yeah, man. These are all good points. You see, they're already painting the narrative of you're against this, and you're anti basically American. You're anti everything that we're pro. All right, you're the problem.
Anti-beast. You're anti-beast.
Anti-beast. Yeah. This is Amos chapter 8, verse 11. It says, "Behold, the days come, saith the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord." And the brother's telling you because eventually what the prophets have been doing, what we've been doing for the past, starting with the apostles over 30 years. In some cases, that's going to be something in the past. That's going to be something that they're going to deem to be illegal soon because it's anti-America, basically. All right. And when we get into as we get closer to the new system that they're trying to build on this here in America, some things are going to have to go, like freedom of speech and the way the internet is ran. All these things are going to change. All right. Not before some sort of calamity, I would presume. I'll read the next verse too. Verse 12, it says, "And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it," because it's going to be gone. The Lord's going to remove his words, which is really his mercy, from off the earth in a certain point in the near future. Okay, you got it, bro.
Yeah, and that's the thing, because while they're presenting the beast is presenting his this is pretty much like a court case, in other words, but they want to censor the defense, so to say. So they're bringing all these, accusations and quote unquote, what's it called? Evidence, right? Evidence. Yeah, Esau wants to admit everything into evidence, whether it's true or not, because he's setting his narrative. But ultimately, we're going to be justified in our sayings, like Romans chapter 3 says. Did you finish that? You finished that?
Yeah, that was the point.
Okay, Con. Let me get it.
Yeah, you got it. That was it.
Con, let me get a second. Ezra's 5.
Yeah,
it's like the Bible. All right, here we go. All right, I'll start at second Ezra 5 and 9. It says, "And salt water shall be found in the sweet, and all friends shall destroy one another." Oh wait, and all friends shall destroy one another. Yeah, so salt water is being these niggas popping out of the woodwork. All right, talking about you can eat pork, blessing it. All this rhetoric that's taking place. All these guys jumping out of the woodworks. That's the salt water, and that's who you're gonna find. When shit hits the fan and people looking for answers, like the brother just read, they're gonna be wandering to and fro. searching high and low, trying to get something to eat, trying to get something to drink, trying to get something to eat, spiritually though, and physically too. People gonna be physically trying to get something to eat, but what you're gonna find is these hirelings, or you're gonna find the one, the ones that have been set up by Edom or set up by Satan. Okay, whether they agents of Edom or agents of Satan, it's the same thing either way. Whether they're getting a paycheck or not, they still agents of chaos at the end of the day, and that's what Esau is going to allow you to find. Because here it is that we get our videos taken. We'll sample clips of something that is on the mainstream media, and they'll take our video down for it. But here it is, we just re-uploaded what was on YouTube, but that video still stands. So Esau is not stupid. But it says, and all friends shall destroy one another. Then shall wit hide itself, and understanding withdraw itself into his secret chambers. Yeah, that's going to be the famine of the word. It's not going to be readily accessible. Okay, it's going to be through the mercy of the Lord that you come across a man of the Lord. How about that? But let me read that. I'll read the next one, and then I'll read in the GNT. It says, verse 10, it shall be sought of many. Okay, just like the brother read in Amos, a lot of people are going to be trying to seek the wit, all right, in understanding. It says, because people are going to want to know or try to understand why this is happening, what's going on. When all hell hits the fan, all right, this is going to be in real life, this scripture. It says, then shall unrighteousness and incontinency be multiplied upon earth. All right. And let me get this word here. All right. Incontinency in the online etymology. It's in continency. Here it is. It says unchastity. All right. It goes back to the origin. Incontinent. It says wanting self-restraint, immoderate, intemperate, not holding back. Yeah, people ain't gonna be having self-restraint. No one's gonna be holding back because they're gonna have to take matters into their own hands, into their own hands. Take the, no, they're not gonna care about what the governor say, like 2 Ezra 15 says. They're not gonna care. They're gonna have to. They're not gonna be able to restrain themselves, and the Lord's gonna put a spirit on these people, as is already being seen around the world, right? You see these people losing their damn minds around the world. This is just the beginning. Like the scriptures say, the love of many shall wax cold. But let me see it in the just Google it. It says unable to voluntarily control retention of urine or feces in the body. Niggas gonna be pissing and shitting themselves, man. Self-control. Self-control. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. It says lack self-restraint, not being under control. It says, and then there's something that says, what does incontinency mean in the Bible? It says lack of control in a particular matter and signifies unchastity. There you go, man. People are gonna lose their fucking minds, man. You ain't seen nothing yet, but let me get that in the GNT real quick.
Talk about that. People are gonna lose their mind. Yeah, you're gonna see, because it said in the verse right above it that friends shall turn against one another, something along those lines. Yep. All right, people are gonna be completely out of their element, and they're gonna be doing things that they normally wouldn't do. All right, you're gonna see people for who they really are. All right, faithless beasts. You got it though. If you got it.
Yep. Let me see in the Merriam-Webster dictionary. It says incontinency. Let's see here. It says, damn, I ain't got no definition. Oh, it's
come on, man.
Oh, okay. This is definition. Okay, it tells you to go to incontinence. It says the quality or state of being man, I hate when Esau. Okay, here we go. It says inability of the body to control the evacuative functions of urination or defecation. Which that's true. People will be pissing and shitting themselves from fear.
That's gonna happen.
Yeah, niggas when they go into fearful situations, they will piss themselves or at times shit themselves. I've personally seen it. And I've seen niggas piss themselves from being so afraid, It says partial or complete loss of bladder or bowel control. Definition B, failure to restrain sexual appetite. Hey, there's a saying I used to say, I'm going to bring it back. There's going to be a lot of killing and a lot of raping. because it's gonna be like you watched the movie The Purge. I forgot which one it was where the dude was at the door, the neighbor, the nigga that lived in the building. There's a lot of horny, deprived, a lot of lonely perverts out. Not, I wouldn't even say perverts, just a lot of lonely men that don't get no bucks, man. These niggas are yeah. They not perverts. They just ain't getting no pussy.
So I didn't mean to say. I think
it's the delay.
Slacky, I think there's another delay, but but that's an epidemic out here in the West. All right, men aren't getting any. So what are they doing? They're caught up in the house, just going through the motions, working every single day, paying their bills, working every day, trying to holler at a certain woman, and then a woman put them in the friend zone or diss them or something like that. That's men's lives. All right. So when all hell breaks loose out here, some of these men, like we're saying, they're gonna lose their mind. They're gonna turn on women. They're gonna turn on their friends. They're gonna go into houses and do nasty things because there's no order. Okay, there's no police you can call. All right, this is something because you got to remember, just in America, people have guns. Everybody's armed. Okay, everybody's on medication. When the medication gets turned off, people are going to not be in their right mind. You got to put all these things into perspective and understand how true chaos can truly come upon this place. The scriptures tell you that this is going to be the worst time in history that the earth has ever seen. How is that possible if we've been off slavery and all these wars and everything? Think about what could possibly happen to all these people who are just sitting ducks here. Okay?
Nope.
Think about it.
Oh.
This is you have some?
Well, yeah, let me read this in the GMT, the same verses.
Yep.
And in the GMT, it has a heading that says the signs of the end. Right here in the GMT.
The signs of the end.
Signs of the end. So verse 9, 2 Ezra 5 and 9, it says, GNT says, fresh water will become salty. Because this is supposed to be the living waters, man. It's supposed to give you, it's supposed to hydrate you. But what salt water do is dehydrates you. And that's what these different camps, or a lot of these camps, are bringing. Go ahead, Op.
No, good point. Yeah, it's you can't, if you ingest it, you're just going to be wanting, okay, because you're lacking what you need in order to be nourished. The scriptures are living waters, but if it's misused, you're gonna mix it with something. You can't make this with no other book. That's the scriptures say. So at the end of the day, you have all these people out here telling you that the new moon is the full moon, and you can eat pork. Or, you can celebrate days, Thanksgiving. You got this coming out of the blue. Just stuff that's happening coming out of the blue. Okay, it's because the Lord is speeding this up. There's going to be more of this, and there's going to be more violence on that side of the earth, and then eventually it's just all going to collapse. Okay, and there's going to be no truth out here, as the scripture said. Witch shall hide itself. Your brother just read it. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It says, going on, it says, friends everywhere will attack one another. Yeah, you think you got friends? Listen, you don't have friends. Yeah, every man's a friend in opportunity. Is roughly paraphrasing. The true friends, all right, are the believers of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. Like the Lord said, I no longer call you servants, but friends. You're gonna see that your best friend. Well, hell, even now, niggas, they're best friends. Your best friend will fuck your woman. Your best friend will rob your house. So imagine when the shit hits the fan, what your best friend will be willing to do. You know, so-called best friend anyway. It says, then understanding will disappear and reason will go into hiding. And they will not be found, even though many may look for them. Everywhere on earth, wickedness and violence will increase. That's what's coming. Wow. That's what's happening. Not what's coming. It's happening. And it's going to continue and progressively get worse and worse and worse until the return of the Lord and nuclear destruction. Read it and weep.
Good. That's what we want. We want more of that. This is 2 Ezra 15. We'll start at verse 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand and fight against another, and swords in their hands. So we tell you about war. We tell you about race riots, class riots, sex, sex division, men against women, this against that, Republicans versus Democrats. It's going to be all types of craziness coming out here. Remember, this is an election year coming up. All right. It may not even get to the point where they even have an election. The country's going to be completely divided. It says, for there shall be
an uproar. There's going to be people, who knows? They might end up arresting Trump, and people lose their minds. And something's going to happen, man. Something big is coming. Best believe that.
Oh, for sure. There's no doubt, and we all know it's coming. All brothers are talking about it. This 2024 is going to be off the chain. Okay, in the worst way possible. To us, it's the best way, because the worse it gets, the better it is. For us, it's close to after the kingdom of heaven. But reading on, it says, verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. Okay, it goes on to say, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So it's going to be a divide between the people and against the powers that be. All right, we're seeing it now. Obviously, this so-called administration is ill-equipped to run this country. At least that's what they're painting the picture to be. And so the people believe it. They get mad, they get upset, and eventually it's going to get to a point where they're going to say enough is enough, and they're going to take arms. They're going to get up and they're going to do something. All right.
The people are going to ignore the government. That's what, in other words, that's in modern. Well, I can read it. Let me just read in just that last verse there, or that last line where it says that they shall. I'll read verse 16. It says, there will, 2 Esdras 15:16 GNT, there will be great political turmoil, which again, this is what we're witnessing as we speak. Like brother just mentioned, this is an election year, and you've seen what this ain't nothing new. This has been going on for a while. All right, all this political turmoil. It says, with one group trying to overpower another and gain control while ignoring the legitimate government. People are going to stop ignoring the legitimate government. It's going to be civil unrest, civil war. All right, the nation is divided, and they're going to have to still fight World War III. This place is finished, man. Stick a fork in it. It's finished.
Yeah, one of the worst holiday seasons on record. Okay, the weather's been all whacked out and weird. All these mass die-offs. All this murder. It was all types of murder this year, bro. Like, don't mention that. Yeah. Layoffs, you can't find a job. The people that are trying to find a job, they just give up and say, fuck it, I'm just going to be a slob at home. People are just giving up. This is a bad time. It generate the millennial generation. They're down and out, man. It's hard for them to get a house, to get a loan for a house. They can't do shit. Everybody's fucked, bro. A rent is through the roof. Okay, now it's at a point it's averaging over 2 G's a month for a place to rent, bro. What the fuck, dog? I never heard nothing like that. An average car, you try to buy a car, a brand new car, is 40 G's. Yeah, 50 G's, 40 G's. When you used to be able to get a car for 12, all right, brand new, brand spanking new. With the new car smelling all that for 17 or something like that. Honda Civic, get a.
Now you can get a 93 Honda Civic with 200,000 miles for 12,000. That's ridiculous. A 30-something-year-old car for 12,000.
Look it up, bro. Like it's hard. And, we just tell brothers, man, when you got a job, just hang on to what you got, because it's unlikely you may find another job. You might fuck yourself, shoot yourself in the foot. It's crazy out here, man. It's going to get worse as we get into the next year. But let's keep reading.
It's all coming to an end anyway. So why would you quit to go look for another job? Ain't nobody going to be working. I just watched this. Amazon, they're replacing the workers inside of the warehouses with robots. I got the Amazon 3 minutes up the street from me, and I see them over there, and they was outside and looking hurt. So that's just one of the jobs. So they're replacing everybody. All you worthless eaters, man, you useless eaters are being replaced by robots.
The technology is all there. They're just slowly implementing into society. The elder brother Kazak Yala from Mississippi put a lesson up today where he said he went to a restaurant. It was like an Ammonite restaurant, Japanese, and they had actually like a robot waiter. All right, it's like the craziest thing he ever seen in his life. Yep. He bumped into it. So
it wasn't. I went to a restaurant or a little sports bar, or whatever. I had my laptop. Jake just wanted to sit down in a booth and just, listen to some videos, not be bothered. And this bitch, all she did was take my order and bring me my drink and food. And that's it. Never seen her. She brought my take, like the it's not even receipts, the check. You ask for the check. Now it's just she brings you a receipt with a QR code. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, damn. Yeah, that's new.
You pay from your phone. So, hey, wow. I was in my mind, I was like, this dumb bitch don't even know that they're about to replace her.
Yeah, they don't see it, bro. You better hold on to that job. Yep. You better you kiss ass or something, man. Gain some seniority there because they're just gonna start letting people go. They're not gonna be able to. Huh?
I'll say this: the oldest profession is coming back in a big way. If you know what I mean,
it is back in a big way. It's been back, man. This shit is popping all over U.S., bro. These women out there selling box, bro. It's crazy, So, and the OnlyFans, these things that and they call themselves entrepreneurs. You see,
right?
Everything is destroyed. They're destroyed. Our people are completely destroyed. You have women out there doing that, and they're calling themselves entrepreneurs, businesswomen now on OnlyFans because they have no true skills. They don't know how to be a mother or a wife. All right, and in the workforce, they don't know what they're doing. They have a fifth grade education, man.
Right, and that's why these red pill guys on YouTube are exploding so much because it's especially Fresh and Fit. They bring on these bimbos. And these women expose themselves, they just expose themselves, and a lot of the majority of women think like that. There's only a certain amount of women that are actually in their right minds, and that's gonna be women that come to the elect. All right, for you sisters watching, all right, you best believe that you're gonna have to get an order under a man of the Lord, and it ain't gonna be the way you think it is. You're gonna have to share him, okay? So get used to that. But it's like they say on these red pill shows, would you share a high value man? Well, listen, the servants of the Lord, we're the true high value man, like Isaiah 32 says, right? A man shall be a hiding place. Listen, things are about to get horrible, and $1 million ain't in the bank ain't gonna get you delivered from what's coming. Go ahead, though, brother.
Yeah, good point. Verse was it 2 Ezra 15 verse 16. Oh, I'm sorry, 17 now.
Yeah.
And this is what we're getting into. And we already seen parts of this in the past recently. This is 2 Ezra 15, verse 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Okay.
Yeah, we've seen test runs of this already. It's already in the books. They've already got the legislation down. They got the laws. And now all of a sudden there's a pneumonia outbreak in China. All right. A pulmonary disease breaking out.
What do you know?
Here we go. And then we'll see, because there's going to be worse things than that to worry about.
Yeah, that's just part of the hell that's coming.
It's part of the psyop.
It might be a real pestilence. They're going to just release it into the air because they're demonic. These people are crazy. They're madmen. They're just going to release it into the air, and people might die, or whatever the case may be. But that's just part of the hell that's coming. Because again, it's going to be a financial collapse. It's going to be. We're reading it. People are going to be taking up swords against each other. The lack of resources. Let's keep reading. All right.
Yeah. Real quick, let me read that because it makes they break it down good in the GNT. That same verse. What was it 17?
17. Yep.
2 Ezra 15 and 17. There will no longer be free access to the cities. Come on, man. You can't tell me the scriptures ain't true. This was written thousands of years ago. Of course, GNT was translated, but it's telling you what we've been witnessing for the last 3 years, and it's going to get worse.
Yeah, that's what it means.
Now you're going to have
this time they're really going to mean it.
Yeah, exactly. Because now you're going to have a digital identification. You're going to need a digital identification. Because remember, it said there will no longer be free access to the cities. It's not saying that you can't go there. It's just not going to be free, and there's going to be a requirement. There's going to be a prerequisite for you to enter to the major cities.
Show your papers. Yeah. The Jays like to say that. The Anne Frank store. Show your papers. You got to present your papers, and it's going to be like you got to scan your hand.
Yeah, where's your barcode at? Yep, exactly.
You know, whatever. They may put something on the license plates now, and they just scan your license plate or something. It's going
Well,
everything is
well, we
changing.
know where it's at. It's gonna be digital, and
All
we
digital.
know it ain't gonna be on your phone for forever. You know,
This
eventually
is
it's gonna.
this is just getting you accustomed, getting you acclimated to the shit.
Yep.
They drip it. Excuse me, they're feeding it to us. All right, or to you slow bellies out there that are taking it in. They're drip feeding it to the people. So eventually, at 4 years pass, and you just used to everything, getting vaxxed up and all that. You just used to it. Okay, next year is gonna be another thing. It goes on to say, verse 18 now, 2 Ezra 15, verse 18. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Okay, in a time when men are afraid, and when houses are being ransacked, okay, that goes to show you the order is gone. The order has ceased. All right, you can't just call 911 and someone could come save your life. If 911 is still operational, they're going to be on the other side of town handling something bigger than what you've got going on. You're just going to have to deal with it. You're going to have to endure. All right. That's why the only covering that you can have to ensure your safety is Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. Anything else other than that is not going to work for you. Verse 19, and here's a big one. This is something that we always tell you about amongst here at Great Millstone. We keep warning you about this. Verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. And the brother just read it in 2nd Ezra, the 5th chapter. All right, that friends are going to fight once against another. They're going to fight each other, man. Okay, and that's also in the 6th chapter. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. So in other words, they're going to ransack their neighbor's house with a weapon. All right. Why?
Don't worry, I'll read it in the GNT. It'll make it very clear.
I'll finish it here first.
Okay.
It says, but shall destroy their houses with the sword. Okay, and the brother's going to break it all down to you in an easier translation. It says, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Okay, so read it in that translation.
This is 2nd Ezra 15 and 19. It says, well, I'll read 18 as well. It says, because the struggle for power will bring destruction, terror, and total confusion wherever people live. Driven by famine and terrible sufferings. People are going to be suffering terribly, man. You already see the condition. What they ransack stores. They doing all kind of crazy shit. Shoot up. Look what's going on now, or what's going on in the last decade. We'll just stick to the last decade, right? So 2013 to here. Look how crazy people react to certain things. Imagine when all hell hits the fan, and when we say all hell hits the fan, we're really talking about Jacob's trouble. All right. It says, driven by famine, so hunger. Motherfuckers will go to extreme. They'll go to extreme levels when they're hungry. Like the apostles always said, when people have nothing to lose, they lose it all, lose their fucking minds. Okay. It says, driven by famine and terrible suffering, people will assault their neighbors and mercilessly plunder their possessions. Yeah, that's why you should be buddy with everybody and showing them, let not every man into your house.
Exactly. Yeah, good point. Good point. And the brother knows. I know what the brother's thinking about.
Yeah. I ain't gonna speak on that, but yeah.
Yeah, man. That's real advice, though. The scriptures tell you, man. Because they're gonna scheme on you. Yeah, they see you got something, and when the time of resources is being short or on the earth, they're gonna consider what they saw 2 years ago when they was watching a football game at your house. You invited them over for the Super Bowl and you showed them all.
You might have been gloating. You was showboating. Oh, look at all this, the doomsday bunker and the bug out kids.
Yeah,
and it's gonna click in his mind in that day, and like I know where to go get some food.
You have to go to Jerry's house. Where you going with that nigga? Don't worry about where I'm going with it. I'm going to get us some food.
Hey, because yeah, and what? Let's say that nigga knock on your door, you're gonna be like, oh, that's homeboy, and then as soon as you open the door, he gonna be at your throat. Hey, because they say that you watch these what they call it, 48 the ID channel. Apostle Rakhal likes to speak on that. The ID channel.
Verse
A
48.
lot of the perpetrators are usually somebody that you know. Like a lot of people that get murdered is usually somebody that they knew that it was friendly with them, or not even friendly with them, but they just knew them. Or like if they just let them into the house. Why do you think they just let them into the house? Because they knew them. They're friends.
Mm-hmm.
They trusted, and then and the next thing you know, you're on the floor leaking.
He's crying over your body because he just killed his friend for some food.
Yeah.
Throwing up, vomiting, throwing up. You're like, I just killed Jerry. You taking all his food and shit. That's the times we come. That's just one scenario, and that same scenario is going to be taking place throughout the United States, throughout the world. All right. What was I just going to say? Damn, I was just going to mention something. But read it again, Bob Kashaw.
Okay, back in second Edges 15 and 19 it was.
Yep.
And 19 GNT says driven. So they're gonna be driven. All right. They're gonna be you know about the what's it called? Motivation, right? What's your motivation? Well, their motivation is here it is. It says driven by famine and terrible suffering. That's gonna be the people's motivation to do what? People will assault their neighbors and mercilessly plunder their possessions.
Mercilessly plunder their possession. They're gonna assault their neighbors, and that's and this is gonna happen even before the marauders come out. Okay, because we're talking about your neighbors that know you. Okay, someone that's on the same block as you, someone that knows you. You invited over your house, and then eventually, if you pass all that, then the marauders are gonna start coming out. The motorcycle gangs are gonna come out.
Yeah.
All right,
people are gonna be going door to door looking for goods.
Yeah, busting out
militias. Yeah, militias.
Fight them all off.
Yeah, it's gonna be militias, or a military that invades.
Mm-hmm,
they're gonna go door to people, whether it be armed guard or armed military men or just savages, right? Militias or whatever you want to call them, or just a degenerate from down the street. People are gonna be going door to door because a lot of people are gonna get rounded up. A lot of houses are gonna be empty. People are gonna be dying, getting drafted off to World War III. So you got to put yourself in this scenario. Like they got movies on this, that get you in that mindset. People are gonna be. That's why we're gonna be like pilgrims, and the Lord's gonna be guiding us. But hey, man, shit. That's why it's in my personal opinion, which the scriptures say to trust in the Lord anyway, but storing up anything is a waste of time. What you gonna do? You gonna take it with you as a pilgrim on the earth? You gonna take all the shit you stored up? Come on, man, that's a waste of money, in my opinion. Because there's people storing up things for us. If you believe in if you believe in Yahweh Shema Shai, you should believe that He gonna feed you one way or another. So what are you storing up goods for? Or I understand that the power goes out. Maybe a storm comes through. Or a blizzard comes through, you got some goods. But when all hell hits the fan, the last thing you want to have is goods stored up because then people are going to come for it unless nobody knows. But again, people are going to be going door to door. You'll see. Shit, they niggas do it now. So imagine when shit hits the fan, man. When these militias are out here, these Edomites have been training in urban warfare here in America. What do you think they training for urban warfare? It ain't to go to the Middle East to fight. Them niggas are training to come kick your door down one day. These Edomites, gun-toting Edomites that be they don't go to the gun ranges. They train out in the woods. They build little scenarios, houses, urban warfare, man. I seen it. Jake's ain't ready for that. Jake don't even know how to properly hold a pistol, let alone shoot a gun. These niggas will shoot you from 100 yards away with one bullet. Meanwhile, Jake do drive-bys and hits two people, and one of them being a baby. Go ahead, though.
None of them being a respective target, basically.
Right. Holding
everybody, but the person you were shooting at, man.
Right.
That's Jake. This is 2 Ezra 16 and 40. It says, "Oh my people, hear my word. You ready to die battle."
You might as well start up, brother. Never mind. So go ahead. You can. We'll get back in there later. Go ahead.
I was making that point. Oh, it says second Ezra 16 verse 40.
Oh,
It
it
says,
started at 35. Started at 35.
oh, okay.
Yeah, okay. And then
Second
read
Ezra,
down.
yeah, and we read down. Second Ezra 16 verse 35. Hear now these things and understand them, ye servants of Yahweh. Behold, the word of the Lord, receive it. Believe not the gods of whom the Lord spake. It says, behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. So that's why that's one reason why okay.
You got it. You got it.
Okay. The water. Yeah, that's one reason why you don't want to cleave onto any of these other gods, because the one that brings the plagues upon the earth, okay, he's the only true God. Okay. You serve these other guys, you waste your time. That's another thing, you waste your time. You pissing off the Heavenly Father, because the Lord is the one that's bringing these plagues, and He's warning us right now. I'll read it again, 37. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. You want to say something?
Yeah, man. That's where we are, man. The plagues are here. The birth pains are here. It's not like we waiting on them. They're already begun. And we understand that once a woman goes into the birth pangs, the baby's coming. So that's why we rejoice, and that's why we laughing. Somebody might watch this video like, what? Why are they say this and that, and why are they laughing at that? That's horrible. Well, because the Lord said we would. I mean, what else you want to hear? Shit.
Right, it's prophecy. Yeah. I didn't write it. This is prophecy.
Yeah, we're supposed to rejoice. We're supposed to be sad America's being brought to its knees. We're supposed to be sad that there's war. Come on. This is the signs the Lord told us before His return. So of course we're happy. We're seeing the signs the Lord told us about before His return.
Absolutely, bro. And the thing is bro, it's a wicked place. Even if I live here, it needs to go, bro. In order for the earth to continue and flourish, this place needs to go. It's as simple as that. Something needs to change. Okay, and that's why the Lord promises that He's gonna do away with Esau, Edom as a whole. After they serve their punishment, they're gonna be done away with as a nation. All right. But back to this, 2 Ezra 16 verse 37 again. Read one more time. It says, behold, the plagues draw nigh. Okay, Jacob's trouble, the famine, okay, the pestilences. We're in the time right now. All right, and it's going to continue to get worse. It says, are not slack. As when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of birth, great pains can pass her womb. You can ask any woman, they'll tell you. All right, it's a painful process to give birth. All right, it's a curse. Okay, yeah. And she'll tell you. It says great pain. I'm sorry, birth.
Quick, even with the modern day pseudoscience, they give them a poison, which is really to fuck up the child. Epidural, right? It's supposed to numb them, and they still screaming and hollering in pain. So what the hell is that really for? Ask yourself that. Dumb bimbos that want to believe the serpent, anyway, that's another topic. Go ahead though, because I can go on for that for about 10 minutes. Go ahead though.
But you get the picture, all right? Childbirth is a strenuous process. It says great pains can pass a womb, which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. Okay. So we clearly have entered into that part of the story now, but it hasn't fully blossomed yet. That's why America's still so-called standing. You can still go out and buy food and do these things. But if you read up a few verses here, and verse 21, it says, behold, this is 2 Ezra 16, verse 21. It says, behold, victuals, which are resources or food, shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And this is kind of where we are right now.
Shit, well, it's past, because now shit ain't cheap.
It ain't cheap, but you can still kind of go and get things. But that's what I'm saying. Now it's hurting.
Shit.
Now it really hurts.
Niggas had a horrible Thanksgiving. Now don't sugarcoat it. Niggas is broke. It ain't cheap no more, man. Maybe during Trump era it was cheap, but now
it isn't cheap.
At this point, I just seen an article. I read an article this a couple hours ago. Actually, it was about McDonald's, and they were using McDonald's as a comparison for inflation. It takes almost $16 for a regular meal, man.
God damn.
Well, it's between $10 to $16 for meals now. There's no Happy Meals. There dollar menu. There's no dollar menus. So
nothing's cheap. They don't got that no more, right? Yeah.
Nothing's cheap no more. What's cheap? That's what I'm saying. That time is come and gone. Now we're about to go into the stage that is about to talk about. Go ahead.
Right. It says
because everybody thought it was all good. They were getting stimulus checks. Niggas was like, and now look at you, hurt, broke, can't even make ends meet.
It says, behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine. There it is again, famine, and great confusion. So yeah, we've passed that point in prophecy now.
There's famines. There's sword.
We're waiting for the next part now. Now it's basically going to wax worse and worse and worse. It hasn't come to a head yet.
Then the next checkpoint, so to say, is the chip. You know what I'm saying? The chip is the next checkpoint, and then it's all downhill from a steep decline from there.
Mm-hmm. Hour of temptation.
Because then just like it real quick. Then it won't even be. It said cheap. It won't even be obtainable if you don't have a chip, let alone cheap. It might be super cheap, but if you don't have a chip, you don't get it.
You need a chip. Yeah, it'll be cheap, but because they're gonna try to coax you into getting this thing. They're gonna give you money. They'll probably put money on there just so you can get it and get everybody acclimated to the new system. He's still gonna make it real tantalizing. He's gonna make it real tempting to get it.
Remember, he's a serpent. Yeah, he's a serpent. He's more subtle than any beast of the field. He's cunning hunter. He knows what to present to get his prey. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. You got you. He's going to use fear tactics, and it's fear.
Which is what?
Yeah, and then you're going
to what is government intimidation or government pushing down fear? What is that called? It's called terrorism.
That's what the exact same they call everybody else. Yeah, they call
everybody's a terrorist, but America, right?
They are certainly a terror, a menace, and they're a villain. Okay, this is skipping now back on the second edges. They're 16 verse 40.
Well, keep reading on and then we'll jump back up because that's what I was gonna say to read earlier. So might as well keep reading there. It talks about the war.
Verse 22.
Yeah, just keep reading a couple more verses.
Okay.
I think that's where it says about the grooms, right? They'll die in the wars, I think.
No, that's up a little. That's
it's like 20. Oh no, never mind. Yeah. Next verse. Where you at? 19?
27. Yeah. So, I read second as a
16. Okay. I thought you said 17. You were at 27. Never mind. Go ahead though. Go back to 40 then.
Yeah. Okay. Second edge is 16 verse 40. So yeah, now we're back here. It says, "O my people, hear my word and make you ready to thy battle, and in those evils be even as pilgrims upon the earth." And brother was mentioning that this is going to be a time you're gonna have to be mobile. You're not going to be able to sit in one spot forever because it's going to be a crazy world. It's going to be that crazy. I know it's hard to believe, but it's going to be that crazy that you're going to have to get up and move to another spot and stay with these people for whatever. You can move there and they might be in the woods.
People gonna be following you. Well, your brothers watching this.
Certain men, Lord.
Exactly. Yeah, brothers watching this that are doing the work. People gonna be following you.
Right.
So you might have, let's say 10, 15, 20, 100. 500, who knows? And that'll be up to you to tend to them because that's the part of the Lord's sheep, And the Lord's going to see. Don't be afraid of that because imagine that dealing with 500 people. Don't be afraid of that, man. The Lord's going to give you everything you need to handle that. He's going to equip you with everything that you're going to need to be able to handle a situation like that.
Absolutely.
You're not going to see that.
You're already won. You just have to play. You have to play out the story. That's all. you know. And again, you have to believe that you are part of that number. And you brothers out there, you know, that are just listening and learning, you know, you part of this thing too. So you might be guided to a man in the Lord, you know, and he might help you, or you might help him, and whatever the situation is. Everybody's gonna have a different story. All right, but when Jacob's trouble hits, that's where the faith part comes into play, because this is gonna be terrifying. It's gonna be crazy out here, and you're gonna be able. You're gonna have to be able to discern when something is happening through the spirit. You know what I mean? If you can't see it, you're gonna miss the signal, and you're gonna find yourself in some danger.
Mm-hmm.
So let me see. You was talking about, you wanted the verse where
7. You can start at 17, same chapter.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, bet.
Well, actually, let me see. Let me just read it in the.
You want to read it in that? Yeah. See what it says.
Yeah.
We read it in here all the time.
This is a second Ezra 16. Oh yeah, second Ezra 16, and verse 17. It says, you know, this is where in the King James version it says, "Woe is me." It says, yep. I'm doomed. Who will rescue me in those days? Yeah, so that's how bad the vision was. You know, you just picture that. And he was like, damn, he woke up at that. He was like, shit.
What the fuck?
Fucked.
But you see that shit, though. You saw the missiles and everything. He's like, yo, the destruction, how crazy the destruction probably was in his vision. All right, you saw in the other vision, you saw the chariots and all that stuff, the destruction. Yeah. He's like, what the fuck, dog? Like, how the anybody gonna survive this shit, dog?
Imagine him, you know, you brothers that watched the Oppenheimer movie where they tested the missile. Imagine Ezra seeing that in the vision. He would have been like, "What the fuck?" He ain't never seen anything like that in his life. There was no kind of capabilities of that. So he was like, "Oh, woe is me. Who's going to deliver me from that?"
That's the wrath of God. You know, you just the Heavenly Father, man. That's your how Bashim Yahushua. All right,
and you know. Well, you don't have to watch it in that movie, but just watch explosions. I like to watch explosions, big explosions. Ooh, it's actually mesmerizing, man.
It is.
You see the flank, the fire. It don't even look like fire. It's crazy, man. It's mesmerizing.
Yeah, man. Yeah. The sound delay. If you're far away, the sound delay from the boom, and the boom is boom. Hey, that the Lord is promising that's how America's gonna go down. All right, that's a scary thing to. Hey man, that's why the fear of the Lord is the main thing. It's one of the main ingredients. You fear the Lord, then you thinking about this all the time. You're like, well, judgment's coming soon. I hope I'm not pissing the Lord off.
Yeah, and that's the thing, because people. That's why we fear it, because we know it's coming. See, people be like, "Oh, well, nuclear war will never happen because it's what they call it, mutual destruction." And people are like, "Oh, well, they never." You know, people are in denial. Okay, denial is not just a river in Egypt. Okay, people are in denial. They don't, because deep down inside they don't want that to come, but we know it's going to come, and we fear that. We fear it.
Yeah,
and we know that's the weapons of. Real quick, we understand. We know that it's the weapons of his indignation. This is the Lord's weapons, and in those videos you can watch of test runs and atomic bombs and all these things, that is nothing compared to the day of the Lord. I'm telling you, they haven't tested the missiles they're going to use. They test them on a small scale. America just recently tested one, I think a month or two ago in Nevada. A nuclear bomb. They just tested it. You think they did the full capability of it though? No,
of course not.
So, hey, let me keep reading though. Verse 18, second Ezra 16.
If I can, real quick, I got one precept for you. What you said a second ago. Second Peter chapter 3 verse. Just getting to the point. Chapter 3 verse 11. It says, "Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness, looking forward and hastening on to the coming of the day of the Lord, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat." So if you know these things are going to happen, which we know the scriptures haven't lied yet, all right, it says, what manner of persons are you to be in? Okay, and to get holy conversation, godliness, and the point I really wanted to hit on is looking for and hastening on to the coming of the day of the Lord. All right, and as Yahushua himself said, there shall be wars and rumors of wars. See then that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So it has to happen before the actual end comes. So when you see these signs happening real time, it's like, okay, that means the end is about to come. These are signs that the Lord is showing somebody on the earth. We're getting the signal very loud and clear. You should be getting it too, okay? Because the end is coming. You go ahead and read on, brother.
Yep. This is verse 18, 2 Ezra 16, 18, the GNT. It says, troubles will come and many people will groan. Famine will come and many people will die. I like how they put it like that. It's poetry right there.
Poetry. Man, that was deep. Go ahead.
Let me keep reading though. It says, wars will come and the world powers will tremble. Disasters will come and everyone will be terrified. Yeah. You see, you American people use like every time we go out to camp, niggas just la 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 la, banging music, eating good, expensive food, right? Coming out of expensive buildings, having a good old jolly time. But it said disasters will come and everyone will be terrified. What will people do when these disasters come? Question mark.
What will you do? What will you do? Because we told you, bro. What you finna do?
What you gonna do?
You're gonna pay him off. You're gonna try to pay Yahweh Shai and the angels off. You're gonna go in your wallet. You know, you're going to look. The Lord ain't coming for nothing. He's coming for your blood. All right.
Yep.
You're gonna be a sacrifice, bro.
Yeah. And that's scripture. Neither your gold nor silver shall deliver you in the day of wrath. Roughly paraphrasing.
Yeah, something like that.
Let me keep reading though, because it's gonna get even better.
Go ahead.
Verse 19, 2 Ezra 16, 19. GNT. Famine, epidemics, troubles, and suffering are sent to punish and correct people. But in spite of all this, they will not turn away from their sins.
Dumbasses.
Go ahead.
No, y'all people are stupid as hell. Y'all don't see that.
They don't care. They don't care.
Like,
People don't care.
Man.
And that's what's gonna make it so much greater because people don't care.
Good.
And we care. There's
Exactly.
only a small number of people that care, so it's gonna be the greatest. We told you so.
That's right, dumbasses. Read that again.
And that's why we get to laugh. Wouldn't you laugh if you've been telling somebody, "Hey, don't do that, and then they get smacked by the shit that you warned them about? Wouldn't that be
stupid ass dummy? I'm telling you, don't do that. God is gonna kill you if you do that. You over here talking shit. You're still doing it, okay? And then all of a sudden the sky fills up with spaceships and chariots and. Yeah, now what?
Yeah. Yep. And
you ain't getting beamed up.
Yep. You're gonna eat a missile.
You know what's coming next.
Yeah, real quick. That's the thing, because people think, when we say funny, people think of comedians, right? Or fucking a clown. Well, I'm funny. I'm funny like a clown. Good for this, man. If you didn't know, but what is the best kind of comedy? The best kind of comedy is stand-up comedy, right? And most of the time, stand-up comedy is rooted in truth. And a lot of the jokes that they use is rooted in truth. So it might be funny, but it's still reality. So even though we're making light of it and laughing, we're deadly serious about what we're talking about because it's reality, if that makes sense. But let me keep reading on here. Verse 20, 2 Ezra 16 and 20. But in spite of all this, they will not turn away from their sins. They don't care. They're not going to turn away. Niggas is still going to be niggas. That's why they shall know it through death by pain. They don't care. The hell with the heathens. They're not going to get it anyway. But our people, they don't care. They really don't, man. The 2/3 is just in their DNA not to care. And we're okay with that. We accept it. It says they soon forget. Oh, so like it says, they will not turn away from their sins. They soon forget their punishment. The time is coming when food will be so cheap that people will think a time of peace and plenty has arrived. But then disasters will spring. Go ahead.
No, you got it.
No. It says, but then disasters will spring up everywhere. Wars, famine, and great confusion. the famine is been around for a while, right? In certain places, but now it's about to come into first world countries, right? They bloated so much to the world that well, that's a third world country. We're a first world country. Well, now the famine's coming to first world countries. It says, where was I? But then disasters will spring up everywhere: wars, famine, and great confusion. Many people on earth will starve to death.
Right.
There's a lot of you people that's making mockery and joking around, and even people watching these videos. If you're not taking it seriously, you might starve to death, man. And what's that? Limitations? Get that real quick. Because I don't know if you again. Matter of fact, because people are lazy. I'm gonna put it on the screen for you. I'm gonna put it on the screen for you people, man. Real quick. Let me get this real quick. I'm gonna show you what it would look like starving to death.
This is Lamentations 4:9.
Yep.
It says, Lamentations 4:9. They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For these pine away, stricken through for the want of the fruits of the field. That's worse than being killed with a sword, being stabbed through with a sword, stabbed in your stomach with a sword, to starve to death. You see them?
There you go. There you go.
Right there. They're gonna die eventually. Look at that. Yeah.
That's what you're gonna look like. Looking like you pining away for the one of read it as I show the
I'll read it again. This is Lamentations 4:9. Yeah, they that be slain with the sword. This is Lamentations 4:9. They that be slain with the sword are better than they that be slain with hunger. For these pine away, stricken through for the want of the fruits of the field. The hands of the pitiful woman have sodden their own children.
Yeah,
they were their meat in the destruction.
Hold on. They sodden their children. They boiled them and ate them. That's what that means. They ate them little babies. Look at it. Look at them. Look, these are children in Africa starving every day. That's why I said earlier that famine's already on the earth, but it's going to come to the first world countries. Right? No more McDonald's. No more Grubhub. No more Uber Eats. No more DiGiorno. No, you're going to be looking very soon. You and your children will be looking like this, man. Ribs showing, straight bones, no body fat. And it ain't because you work out. It's gonna be because you're starving to death. Look, here it is. Here it is. That's gonna be you. Keep playing with your hot washing outside. That's gonna be you looking bugged the fuck out, starving to death. Go ahead, dog.
All the hoods, all the babies in the hoods and everything. Yeah. Everybody's baby's gonna be looking like that. Women are gonna become stick figures.
That'll be a nigga stew. You just read it. They saw their children. That'll be a nigga stew.
He's gonna die. They're gonna put him out of his misery, and then they're gonna make a fire, and they're gonna put some water in, and they're gonna boil. They're gonna cut the leg off, put the leg in. People are gonna do that. All right, this is gonna be somebody's story. This is prophecy.
It's already happened.
It's happened once. It's gonna happen. It's definitely gonna happen in the worst time on earth. Okay, everything that's happened in the past that was bad is all gonna be happening at the same time right here, damn near. Okay, and that's what the day of the Lord is gonna. That's all leading up to the day of the Lord. Okay, yep. All these plagues, as you will. All right,
that's a horrible thing. That's a horrible thing, man. To eat to eat your child. Read that verse again. All right? They said, and let's find out who did it though. Was it a man or was it a woman? Read it again.
Let me read it again. Let me go back. This is the book of Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 10. The hands of the pitiful woman have sodden their own children.
There you go.
It says they were meat in the destruction of the daughter of my people. Meat,
Yeah, so the women did it though. Pitiful woman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Look at these women that are on TV. All these women on social media. These are basically these stereotypical black women. You see these Hispanic women, these loudmouth. They're gonna get. The Lord's got something for them. All right, they had their little moment for the past few years, but the Lord got something hot for them. All right, that's why we just telling we just gonna keep putting the videos out and telling you so that maybe somebody repent, because this is gonna be a plague. The Lord is telling us it's going to come to America, a first world country, as the brother is saying. This is unprecedented. This hasn't been seen not in a long time, where such a strong and powerful nation such as the United States of America just falls and crumbles, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. That was it on that Lamentations, right? You finished?
Yeah, that was yeah.
Okay, so let me finish off here in a second. It's 16 in verse
22.
22, it says, many people on earth will starve to death, and those who escape starvation will be killed in war.
Yeah, exactly. So that one way or the other way, you escape the starvation, you actually have some food. Well, guess what? Somebody gonna come in and get it. They're gonna steal your food. They're gonna kill you.
But like we just read,
crazy at that time. They're gonna be crazy.
But like we just read, that's better than starving to death.
Yeah, that's mercy. You can call that mercy.
Yeah, because you might bleed out. It might take an hour. Hell, you might bleed out for an hour. That's better than starving for a week and pining away. Maybe I need to bring up the picture again. Them kids been children been starving for weeks and not years. Shit. But yeah, let me finish this off and then we'll go ahead and close it out. Verse 22 again, it says, many people on earth. See, this is the thing. It says many people on earth will starve to death. You need to get that through your mind. Do you want to starve to death? Well, you better start pleasing the Lord, man. Get your P's and Q's together, putting that off from day to day. All right, roughly paraphrasing, putting that off day to day.
Suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth.
And your security, right?
And then that security, thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of judgment, something like that. Vengeance.
Verse 22 again, many people on earth will starve to death, and those who escape starvation will be killed in war. Their corpses will be thrown out like garbage. You know how now the American, the people go to war and they bring them back in caskets and with the flag.
Yeah, they ain't doing that.
Or even here in America, people die and the ambulance come, they put the white sheets that there's a proper burial. Your ass is gonna be thrown out like the garbage that you throw out every night.
Basura.
Yep.
Get him out of here.
It says their corpses, meaning you're dead, will be thrown out like garbage, and there will be no one left to comfort the living. Yeah, no one's gonna console your mother or your wife or your daughter. Who's gonna be there though? I'll let you think about that. It says the earth will be deserted, its cities demolished. And that's the time we're entering into. It's gonna be you watch these movies, right? Of the cities, the tumbleweed, all of that, empty cities. People are scared to come out of their homes, so they're hiding because it's chaos. Chaos. You stay by your house, you liable to die. Right now, you can go to McDonald's or Chick-fil-A or whatever, the Walmart, and expect to make it back home. Very soon, it's gonna be if you leave your house, it's a huge possibility you're not coming back. Mm-hmm. Remember that video? This is how it ends. Yeah, remember that? I remember the dude left.
The daughter left
to go find some food for his family. Came back. One of his daughters was gone. Never came back. And what do you think she did?
She got sold in the process. She went
to the highest bidder. In other words,
she probably in Abu Dhabi or something. Yeah,
nah, I'm talking about the scenario.
Yeah. They don't know what happened with her though. Yeah, she never came back.
Definitely didn't go to Abu Dhabi. That wasn't the scenario. This is in Instagram. No, she went out and went to the highest bidder, and that's how it's going to be. Women are going to resort back to their natural selection. You know what I'm saying? All this bullshit that the women like to portray is all going to come crumbling down very soon. When the lights turn off, when there's no more makeup, there's no more tampons, there's no more goodies to make a man chase after you. Women are going to do a complete 180 very soon. And guess what? A lot of you women are going to die. All right? I'm speaking to the women of our nation. A lot of you women are going to die. But there's going to be a good amount of women be delivered if you be sincere, if you fall in line. All right? Because there's women that are going to be saved. Yeah, but you better get on board, man. And guess what? A lot of women, they might not even know the truth yet, but they're gonna get in line. So you sisters watching, man, what the hell is your excuse? You better get in line. Or if you have a husband, you better serve your husband. If you don't, well, you better pray to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai that he leads you to a man of the Lord. Not just any old scallywag Israelite, a man of the Lord. Because there's going to be a plenty of women, a plethora of women in these coming days. Because what? There's in that same chapter, what is it? The verse, it's like verse, a couple of verses down, 33. I'll read it real quick in the GNT. 2nd Ezra 16:33. Young women will be in mourning because there is no one to marry them. Wives will be in mourning because they have lost their husbands. Daughters will be in mourning because there is no one to help them. All the young men will be killed in the war, and all the married men will die in the famine. So we just telling you what the scriptures say. Point blank, period. We don't have no alternative agenda. We don't even give a shit if you accept what we're saying or not. Because we know what the scriptures say. There's going to be plenty of women coming to look for a man in the Lord. And guess what? There's women outside of America that are going to get delivered as well. Women in South America, Central America, Africa, Asia, Europe. There's women out there that ain't going to be hit with missiles that are going to be willing to submit to a man of the Lord. And for you women watching, what are you going to do when that day comes? All right. Because things about to get tough. See, it's all cute and dandy now when you still got AC and the internet. What are you going to do when the shit hits the fan is the question. You better trust in your Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You better pray to the Lord. Ain't nothing wrong with women praying, but make sure you have your head covered, of course, pursuant to the scriptures. You better pray that the Lord guides you to a man of the Lord. And be ready to be part of the squad, all right, if you know what I mean. Hey, there's more than one cheerleader on the squad, if you know what I mean. But you got anything else, Art?
No, I'm all set.
All right, you close out then.
All right. Hey, so Lord willing, this was edifying. We do want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahushai. Also want to give double honors unto the apostles, the elders of GMS, Great Millstone, the men that have been ruling and teaching you well. Salutations to you brothers out there that have been pushing this word in truth and sincerity. And to you brothers and you sisters that are listening and learning, may Yahweh Bashim Yashai Brakadam unto you as well. All right, shalom.
Shalom.